For those that are truly awake, they'll know votes do not count, and presidents are merely just puppets on the world stage. And the two greatest deceivers, in my estimation, are John F. Kennedy for the left or the liberals, and of course Donald Trump for the right or the Republicans. And one thing both of these individuals have in common is they both supposedly go against the grain, going against establishment. And this is part of the deception, that they're not controlled, that they are individuals working on their own terms, which nothing could be further from the truth. Again, they are nothing more than clever deception, nothing more than puppets on a string. And that gets to this interview with Newt Gingrich with Bill O'Reilly on Fox News, which I've covered prior to the 2016 election, so-called elections. Again, we know votes do not count. Presidents are selected, not elected. Let's get right to what is stated here, again, from Newt Gingrich.
Now they're faced with a very real prospect of Donald Trump becoming the leader of the party, and it absolutely drives them crazy. They just cannot imagine sharing. Well, because he's an outsider. He's not them. He's not part of the club. He's uncontrollable. He hasn't been through the initiation rites. He didn't belong to the secret society.
And again, this is all part of the deception to make, again, Donald Trump look like an outsider, that he's not a Mason, and nothing could be further from the truth. And that gets into this clip with Donald Trump's, one of his first, if not his first interview back in 1980 with Tom Brokaw on NBC News. Let's take a look.
Take a look at my next guest. There's a report around Wall Street that this is what he has in mind. This is Donald Trump, 33 years old.
Donald Trump, 33 years old, as they show, of course, these two very famous buildings, which came down, amazingly enough, after 33 years. And specifically, the North Tower construction, which started in August 1968. Of course, 1968 to 2001, that is 33 years. Let's continue on here as they show this clip with Donald Trump looking outside this helicopter window, and you see the two, again, famous buildings, as we all know, in plain sight. And also during this promotional video with Donald Trump in the White House, supposedly helping the youth, and as he's speaking, what do you see? They show this clip without speaking. They show the Masonic square and compass. Again, in plain sight, without saying he's a Mason. They're going to pinpoint, they're going to spotlight the Masonic square and compass. And of course, more recently, just more hints in plain sight with Trump talking about his favorite color.
My favorite color, orange.
People laugh, people are cheering, but they have no idea why he says that, of course. Orange being the only color in numerology, that is 33. A Masonic number, of course, the highest degree in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. And the very reason Trump has, of course, that orange-looking makeup. Literally the code for 33 right on his face. And, of course, his family going back in time with the surname Drumpf. And people think this is just a big joke, but this is the reality with his surname being 33 in numerology as well. And here is a screenshot of a video I made back in 2015 pointing out how Donald Trump is a Freemason. You see the upside down diamond, or some might call it the upside down pyramid, but more or less it's the diamond with this interview with Chris Cuomo of CNN. And interesting enough, this video length is 3 minutes 11 seconds, again coded for 33. So they're all about the number 33. Even the man that's interviewing Trump in this instance, again, Chris Cuomo, as you see here as well, Donald Trump doing the Masonic hand sign once again. Chris Cuomo with the CC initials, and of course that's coded for 33. And that's all about the symbol you see here with the Freemasons. And you see the upside down diamond shape, and diamond is 33 as well. So you have your dual 33s in plain sight with the obvious number 33 and the symbol for the diamond as well. And that gets back to this photo of very famous Freemason Grand Sovereign Commander, as we all know from those that watch my videos, Luther Smith, and getting a little bit of a close-up with the dual 33s in the dual-headed eagle, as you can see here. Again, getting back to the Freemasonic logo and getting back to Trump. Again, more signs and symbols. Anybody that says Trump is not a Mason, they're completely deceived, they're completely blind, they're completely in denial. And of course, with Trump being a Freemason, you're going to have Freemasons working alongside with you, as you can see right here with this one individual with, again, the square and the compass all in plain sight. And this is something I covered several years ago with Donald Trump in the 11 statues scattered throughout the U.S. in these major cities such as San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, and so forth. With these statues, and people are talking about, you know, how they look and how ridiculous they made Donald Trump look. But one thing people missed was the Masonic ring that Donald Trump was wearing. He wasn't wearing anything, but one thing he was wearing was that Masonic ring. And again, this was, of course, pulled off by those pulling the strings from behind the scenes. And just more signs and symbols all in plain sight, with North Korea basically giving Donald Trump this letter. And just take a look at the size of the letter. And for those that know anything about Freemasonry, of course, when you look at a Masonic apron, as you see here, this white one, it's a perfect match. And literally, this is, again, just mockery, showing that he's a Mason in plain sight. And just another example of that white apron, of course, here, as you can see, a former president back in the 70s, Gerald Ford, wearing the same exact basic Masonic apron as you see here. And again, all presidents from the very inception, of course. George Washington, no secret whatsoever. And I find it very interesting with this bust. It basically states Freemason and first president, with, of course, the Masonic square and compass. But again, the Freemason is mentioned first and him as first president second. And this is, of course, because this is the order of importance with those that are running things, of course, all being Masons. Now, more clues with Donald Trump and Freemasonry, with this whole so-called scandal with Hillary Clinton, talking about Trump not paying his taxes, not paying a dime in taxes. And the number that's given that Trump paid in taxes, this is from MSNBC, and you see the 38,435,451, and I find it hilarious that it comes down to it's 33 when you add up all these numbers together. And of course, Donald Trump and Hillary with the supposed missing 33,000 emails. In numerology, the zeros mean nothing. So again, you have your dual 33s. And again, with the world being a stage, going back in time to the 80s, with this photo of Donald Trump with Hillary Clinton and Donnie Jr. and Eric. In the caption here, it says, from Donald Trump, "The First Lady is a wonderful woman who handled pressure incredibly well." So they have a history, and of course, back in 2005, at Trump's wedding, what do you have here? The two Clintons, and they don't seem like they dislike each other too much, of course. It's just like pro wrestling when they act like they don't like each other, but they're all working together behind the scenes. And also with Hillary and Bill, both having that 33 name, of course. And that gets back to Donald Trump and his so-called son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and Kushner having a 33 name. So for those that, can't connect the dots by now, you never will. This is clear. This is obvious. This is a Masonic run, not only country, but world when it comes down to it, with the world being a stage, a free Masonic stage without a shadow of a doubt. And of course, the 5th Avenue 666 address up until 2002. And you see here with the Kushner properties, and later on it was changed to Citibank. As you can see here, Citibank logo. And interesting enough, you have that dome, that little dome above the T. And we'll get into that topic a little bit more as we move along in the video itself. And Citibank, why not, being a 33 name. So you had to change from the 666 to the Citibank. And again, Citibank being 33. All by design, obviously. Again, just really unbelievable how they put this all together. And it's all in plain sight for those that have eyes to see. Now moving on with JFK, who I call the greatest deceiver as far as U.S. presidents are concerned. And let's get right to it with this speech going way back to the early 60s, where he talks about secret societies. And again, just like Newt Gingrich tried to paint a picture that Donald Trump is not a Freemason, he's not part of the secret societies. And again, this is all part of the deception. Now let's play this clip of JFK talking about secret societies.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
So you just heard JFK say he's against secret societies. And let's take a look at these photos. They don't match with what he says. Clearly, these are Masonic handshakes right in front of you. And this is, of course, with Richard Nixon, a conservative Republican, with the liberal Democrat. And again, it's very clear, very obvious. And if people can't see this, again, they're in complete denial with these Masonic handshakes. And of course, with the world being a stage, the political aspect, the religious aspect, with, of course, Billy Graham. You see here JFK, again, another Masonic handshake, and this time with the LDS president back in 1960, David McKay. And just a little bit of a close-up to get a better look. Again, the thumb over the knuckle, clearly a Masonic handshake. And again, more of the same, all in plain sight. And again, just a bit of a close-up. And here is the Masonic handshakes, or grips as they're called. The secret handshakes. And